Hello and Namaste, my dear students of class 10. Now I am going to discuss topic nationalism versus imperialism and another topic anti-imperialism movement in Europe from chapter 1 of your NCERT history book. And I know that you are well aware about the chapter. That is nothing but the rise of nationalism in Europe. So, what happened after Germany and Italy became united? Nationalism and imperialism. What is nationalism? When a group of people have their own control on their own country and they love that country, that is called nationalism in very simple language. And what is imperialism? Imperialism means when some other country rules on other country and imposes its language, culture, tradition, laws, that is called imperialism. So, by the last quarter of 19th century, nationalism no longer retained as idealistic, liberal, democratic sentiments of first half of the century, but became a narrow creed with limited end. And this encouraged the major European powers to manipulate the nationalist aspirations, or you can say aspirations of people to further their own imperialistic aim. This was most clearly visible in area of Europe called Balkans. Balkan is, if you look at the Balkans today, it is a group of so many countries like Slovenia, Croatia, Romania, Herzegovina, Albania, and many more countries. It's lying somewhere in the east southern part of Europe, and for a long time it was ruled by Turkish king, whom we call Ottoman empires. And the people in Balkans area were called Slavs. So these Balkans region covered today's Romania, Bulgaria, Albania, Greece, Macedonia, Croatia, I said Bosnia, Herzegovina, Slovenia, Serbia and Montenegro. A large part of this area was controlled by Ottoman Empire, as I told you, and all through the 19th century of Ottoman Empire has sought to strengthen itself through modernization and internal reforms, but with very little success. They could not really succeed the way they desired. So one by one, its European subject nationalities broke away from its control and declared independence. When French Revolution took place, France got independence, Italy unified, Germany unified. So on same pattern, Balkan area, the people in Balkan area, they were also started thinking and talking about their own country, their own sense of collective belongings with freedom and liberty. But Balkan states who had declared their independence, they had a problem. They were jealous of each other and hoped to gain more and more territories at the expense of others. They were hating their neighbors. They were not liking, and they were always looking to attack on the neighboring community and the country so they can extend their areas. Balkan also became a scene of intense tension between the big European countries over trade and colonies and naval and military, maybe. Because countries like Russia, Germany, even England, Austria, Hungary, they were all looking this particular area to capture it so they can make themselves as a very, very strong country in the world. So these countries were very much interested to make control over it, and I must say that this was one of the main and final cause of the First World War. Definitely First World War began with something else which I will not discuss because I have a limitation of time to discuss here, and since that story you can Google easily and find it out, or sometimes else I will speak to you. But Balkans area, the tension of Balkans area was also one of the main reason of the First World War. These imperialistic countries who did set up their colonies in different parts of the world, like France, Portugal, Netherlands, England, they did set up their colonies in different parts of the world, but people of those countries which were converted into colonies were not happy with the attitude of these European imperialistic states. So they thought of it, and what they thought, that I am going to discuss in anti-imperial movements. Many countries in the world which had been colonized by these European powers began to oppose their domination. Definitely that is called imperial domination, and thus anti-imperial movement developed. And these movements developed in this way. Many countries of Asia and Africa began to oppose imperial domination, including India also. The anti-imperialist movement led to the struggle of independent nation states. They all were inspired by the sense of collective belonging. They just took the idea what happened in France, they took the idea what happened in Germany, they took the idea what happened in Italy. So they gathered the idea and started thinking over it. If I am not wrong, the First World War began in 1914 and ended in 1918. Between this time, many countries of the world who were under the colonialism of England, they started thinking very seriously about their freedom and liberty. So this idea of nation states, this nationalistic concept was taken as a concept of nation states. The idea of nation states came to be accepted as natural and universal by the human society in Europe. Even the different elites, the noblemen, what you call them, the scholars, political scholars, social activists, they also started speaking the same tone for the freedom and liberty of their country. So this way I am completing this chapter, the rise of nationalism in Europe. Now your job is to, you can listen the video once again, and I have explained it in details. But without your NCERT book and revision through it, I'm sorry, you cannot really put up your stone, or you can say fix your knowledge for these two topics. So I strongly support this statement that you must prepare from your NCERT book, recommend it. By that time, keep studying, keep revising, do make the notes and write down the assignment when it is given to you. Thank you so much.